Hey, I'm trying to, oops, sorry. Trying to see the messages. I don't know if anyone can hear me. Can you hear me okay? I'm gonna try turning up my volume a little bit. You're probably gonna hear the boiler going off a few times too, so I do apologize for that as well. Um, I know there's not many people here, but hey Zoe. It's nice to see some of you guys actually stopping in. I actually really appreciate it. It's crazy to think that it wasn't that long ago that I was just starting, and you know, it's crazy because you don't really think that you're ever gonna touch people, I guess, you know, like connect with people too much. But it's fantastic, and I'm actually really grateful that I have this community that I can be a part of, and you know, share things that I love with you guys, and have that connection with the fish community is like nothing I've ever experienced before. Everyone is so welcoming and so pleasant for the most part. I mean, you know, I know there's always someone that's not as nice as the next, and there's always someone that tries to bring somebody down, but in a whole, yeah, fish family love, that is absolutely correct. It's fantastic. So, you know, thank you everyone who has supported me so far. And yeah, we hit 100 here. So that for me was just huge. I can't thank everyone enough. I really cannot thank everyone enough for sharing this with me. It's fantastic. And yeah, so we're gonna wait a little while and see. And you have to excuse the jogging. I do apologize for that. I have no tripod and I'm using my phone. So back to basics. No fancy camera work in this fish room. Yay! Well, I hope that you hit the 100 soon, because the as crazy as it sounds, the thing for me that was, I was so excited about it because when I hit 100, I could get my own YouTube URL. So I was like completely geeked out over that. I was like, yes, I got my own YouTube URL. And, you know, now I can type in YouTube// Shishi's beta and be completely excited by the fact that I can Google myself. It's silly, but you know, that was the thing for me that was just completely exciting, because I'm kind of stupid with that. I know. I was so excited for it, and it's just ridiculous because it's like such a small thing, but to me it was like a mountain. I was so happy to hit it. So thank you again, everyone that's, you know, everyone that's been with me on this journey so far. And hopefully in the, you know, in the future, I'll have so much more to be able to share with everyone. And I actually have a few things going on right now which are pretty exciting. I have contacts in the Philippines, and some fellow breeders. Attempt number 2. How old are they? Are they young fish, juveniles, or 6 months plus? Six months plus. Okay. And sometimes, You see, beta are very, very tricky. They can be. Sometimes they're, you put two in a tank and you've got fry within 3 days. But sometimes they're extremely tricky. I have, on a number of occasions, actually very recently, this guy up here, I don't think you can really see him too well, but in that little tub up there right now, there is my super black, and he is so aggressive and mean. He's a nasty, nasty fish. I mean, to be fair, he's doing what he's bred to do. He's a Siamese fighting fish, and that's what they do. But I actually have him on a break. He's like in solitary confinement completely by himself, away from everybody else, nobody that can, get him worked up. And I'm feeding him with bloodworm right now. I'm gonna recondition him. So my advice to you is to separate them completely. Take the male out of the tank, also, and rearrange his anything that you have in there, even if it's just as much as moving the bubble wrap to the other side of the tank, or the plants, if you have plants in there, Indian almond leaves, move them around a little bit so that he thinks he's got a new territory to claim. And then put him in there, feed him with high protein foods. Live foods are best. And give him about 2 weeks to build a big bubble nest, wherever it may be, whether you're using, the live plants for him to have a structure on, or whether you're using the bubble wrap method to have a structure on. Those are, allow him to build that nest up. So he's claimed that for himself. And then once he's done that, then introduce the female in, either in your hurricane glass or the little critter keepers. These critter keepers that I have here are fantastic. I wish I knew about them sooner, because I really love the fact that they're clear, they're light, they're simple, and they fit in a 10-gallon tank perfectly. And have your female in there. Again, feed her also high protein foods 2 weeks for both of them. And then once you have the 2 weeks completed, sorry, I got a little distracted because I actually have a breeding pair right now. And it looks like they might be spawning. So I'm going to keep an eye on them and maybe take you over for a sneak peek of those two as well. But then release her. After 2 weeks, release her. And turn the lights out and see what happens. The best thing that I can suggest to you is restarting the whole process, as if you're starting straight off from... Yeah, it really is. Every single time I see it happening, I am still like, wow. And I've bred 4 or 5 different batches of betta fry now. So, I've seen it. I've seen it plenty of times. Excuse me, I'm sorry. But yeah, if your betta are not breeding, it's one of a couple of things. It's either they're just not compatible at the time. Maybe the male is not quite ready. Maybe the female is not quite ready. She might not have enough. She might not be at that point where she's going to receive him. And then in which case it actually just becomes stressful for them, and then they're not going to breed. So you want to remove the female, remove the male, reset everything, start again the 2-week process of reconditioning with high protein foods, and see what happens. That is absolutely my best advice for, betta that are being stubborn, so to speak, or betta that are just being betta. They're not always going to be compatible. If that doesn't work, then you might want to consider getting either a different female and male to breed the 2 fish that you already have, the male and the female. You might want to get new partners for them and see if that's gonna help them. Sometimes they're just not compatible. Sometimes they will not breed. This guy up here is quite possibly going to be one of those guys that's just not going to breed. Certainly not yet. He is extremely aggressive, so he might not be, he's a beautiful fish, but he may not be someone that I can actually breed, which is a shame because he's absolutely stunning in my opinion. And if you follow me on any of the aminos or Instagram or Facebook or anything like that, you can, yeah, that happens too. I have a female that is very, very large, and she rules the roost. Some of the males are very intimidated by her. So she's actually in her last spawn now. If she spawns this time, this will be her last, and she's retiring, and this will be her fourth. So, but she's great. But that's probably, she has produced some really, really, really beautiful fry, and she's gonna live out the rest of her life very happy, very fat, because she is a very, very, very chunky fish. But she just produces such beautiful fry, and it doesn't seem to matter which male I put her with. The fry are always really stunning that come from her. I don't know if you can really see the. That's some of them that were spawned from her, and actually nearly all of those will be available for the giveaway. And what I'll do is when I do draw the giveaway here, I went through the process of going through trying to see. Sometimes they're just like that, unfortunately, and it's really sad, especially when you buy this absolutely amazingly beautiful beta, and you just cannot get him to breed with anyone. Either he's too aggressive, or he just doesn't know what he's doing, and unfortunately that happens on occasion. And rather than you getting frustrated and him getting stressed out and the female getting stressed out, maybe it is time to move on to a new pair and restart the excitement, and try and get positive results. So, but you will absolutely have to stay in contact with me and let me know how you're making out with it, and how your fish are doing, because I'd love to see it. And I wanted to share something with you guys. And here is my 55-gallon tub, and I have like I was saying before, I actually I have contacts in the Philippines, and yep, it's amazing what, yeah, Zoe, you have. And it's amazing what live food can do. And also there's also another technique of actually collecting rainwater. Now, my personal opinion on it is there is so much pollution in rainwater. I would test your rainwater before you even attempt to try putting it into your beta tanks. But there is a method where beta come from originally. The rains will actually spark them to spawn. So if you add rainwater to your aquarium, it actually might kickstart them into spawning. But I would test your rainwater first, especially if you live in a city, because obviously you don't want acidic, toxic water going into your fish tank. But this back here, yeah, this 55-gallon back here has my male veil tail in there, and he actually has his own spawn in there, and then he also has a spawn from another pair. And so I'm trying a technique where he will be the guardian, the fry guardian, and I will periodically keep giving him fry to maybe try try melting some snow. I mean, I don't know if that would work. I have never tried that. I've been fairly successful for the most part in, every single pair that I've tried to breed, except for this one up here, who is my problem. But I've never, maybe thaw some snow and see, see what, and test it and see its properties and see, what the balances are in there. It would be, yeah, fresh rainwater promotes spawning. But I'm doing a guardian technique, which they use in the Philippines and Indonesia, and I'm hoping, so far the fry are about a week old, and they're extremely tiny. But the male is actually raising, like I was saying before, his fry and another spawn's fry. And he is being a guardian and making sure that everyone is okay. And it's a very risky maneuver, so, it's not something that I would recommend everyone to go out and be like, yeah, I'm going to spawn my beta and I'm going to leave the father with them. And then, 2 weeks later, you're messaging me saying, oh, by the way, he ate all of his fry. And I was trying to do what you did. So, research it. If you were interested in doing something like that with leaving the father with the fry, it's a very, very awesome technique, but is very, very risky. One of the biggest benefits that I've personally seen from it is that the fry, when they grow up, they actually become better parent fish. And I don't know if anyone actually remembers, Zoe might remember, I had a big pink rosetail called Wilbur, and he was my leave the father with the fry experiment fish, and he did and he did phenomenally. I had him with the fry right up until I think they were about just coming up 3 months old, and unfortunately, I had a heater malfunction, and I had to move all the fry and him into a bigger tank, and that stressed him out, and unfortunately, then he started turning on. You do remember him. He unfortunately passed away a little while back, but these things happen, unfortunately, but he was a great fish, and his son that I kept, who is actually sleeping right now. And that's another tip. Don't ever disturb your beta when they're sleeping. They don't like it. They do not like being woken up. But he actually just fathered his firstborn, and they are in this tub with my male. And it's really fantastic to watch and put into practice somebody else's technique, especially when so many fish are coming out of Indonesia and the Philippines, and they travel so far and they're so stressed by the time they get here that it's sad. It is sad. I mean, I'm not saying don't buy your fish from Indonesia, or don't buy your fish from the Philippines or anything like that, but they go through a lot to get here, and often, unfortunately, it seems that their life expectancy is actually brought down quite a lot. But I was very, very interested and curious how to raise my fry in that kind of environment where I'm going to leave a guardian fish with them, and see whether that helps with me having to cull, because I don't think anyone in that breeds fish anywhere likes to cull their fish. But unfortunately, especially when you're breeding for high quality, you have to. I would never ever. Hey Josh, I would never I would never breed anything that is not of high quality. None of my fish have been bought from pet stores. All of my fish are imports somewhere along the line, or you know, fish that I have bred myself. And so far, I've had pretty good results. I had 3 entered into a competition recently in the Philippines. They did not win, but you know, they were entered. They were of that quality. So that was extremely exciting for me. It was the first time I'd entered a competition. I've judged competitions, but I've never actually entered one myself with my fish. And to actually be able to breed fish of show quality and then enter them into competitions is just, it's invigorating. It's so exciting. And, you know, and it was just all around a great experience, especially for me because, you know, I get to learn more. And if I can learn more, the more I learn, the more I can, you know, share with you guys. And even if it's not something that you guys are learning from, but just experiencing it, there's nothing better than that. And that, you know, I'm always available for anyone. If anyone wants to ever message me and ask me questions about betta, you're more than welcome to. Anytime. I have no problems with it. I'm on Instagram and Facebook and the aminos. And thanks, Bam. Thank you. And again, everyone that's in here that is supporting me, I am blown away. I really, really, really appreciate it so very much. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if anyone actually has any other questions that you want to ask me first. But I do have some rules for the betta giveaway. Obviously, being a breeder, I try my best to make sure that my fish end up in good homes. And everyone that's in this community, I'm sure, has more than amazing homes for my fish to come to. But also at the same time, I would really like to, you know, have my own safety measures and go through those also. So I do have a couple of, you know, rules, I guess you could put it. Unfortunately, I cannot ship outside of the USA, which kind of stinks, but I can't. There's all kinds of different things that you have to be able to do in order to be able to ship outside of the USA. Also, anyone that, if I do draw a name and you think, well, maybe I don't quite have enough room for that fish, as much as I want it, I don't really have enough room for it, or I'm not going to be able to take care of it, then my request is that you respectfully say, thanks, I'm glad that I won, but I'm going to pass this time. And that's perfectly okay. I implore you to do that. I will get your email address, or, well, give you my email address for you to message me privately, obviously, because I'm going to need the address to ship the fish to. And I would appreciate seeing the available aquarium that the fish is going to be coming to. I don't care if it's pretty. I don't care if it's... I know, Zoe, I'm sorry. I feel so bad. But I tell you what, Zoe, if your name gets drawn, you send me a picture of your favorite betta, and I will draw it for you. And I don't know if anyone actually has seen, but I can draw pretty well. I'm not phenomenal, but you know, I do like to be artistic. But I will do that for you, and then I'll be able to ship that to you. Absolutely no problem whatsoever. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So, where was I? Yeah, so basically, you know, I would appreciate me as a breeder trying to be responsible as to where my fish is going, because I do care. You know, it bothers me that sometimes I can't always check every single box off my list. But if I can get at least some of them ticked off, I'll be very happy for that. The person that I draw, if you are not Oh, of course. You know, if I'm not able to get a response, like say for instance, if the person, hey, if the person is not in the chat, I will try every single means possible in order to get to that person, to get the information from them. If they're not available and they don't claim the fish within 3 days, I will draw a second winner after 3 days, and I'll go live again and do that again. And I will restart the process. You know, I'll draw the winner. I'll request that the winner shows me what they have, you know, the available aquarium, that they be in the US, and so on and so forth. And I will start that process again. Thank you, Guppy. Thank you. So, you know, I mean, I've been kind of rambling for a little while now, so I figure I'm just going to get to the point here, and I thought this was kind of a cute idea. I figured I would get one of my little critter keepers with the names, and I will draw the winner. So I'm gonna wish everyone good luck, and I am also at the same point again gonna thank everyone that came in to this channel to see this and talk with me for a little while and listen to me ramble on about my my YouTube URL, which I am absolutely ecstatic about, and it sounds absolutely ridiculous, but that was one of the things I was so happy about that. But yeah, so I am going to draw this right now. Yeah, it's really cold here too. I'm in Northeast Pennsylvania, and we got 12 inches of snow yesterday. So it's cold. Alrighty. That was the biggest thing that I wanted. I was like, oh my God, I get to put my own name on it. Oh, New York, awesome. All right, ready? Let's see. I think I have one. And it is A.C Aquatics. Oh, I don't know if anyone can actually see that. Oh. A.C Aquatics is the winner. And I am going to get a message to him. And if in 3 days he either doesn't want the fish or, you know, doesn't reply to me in 3 days, I will redraw it. I know you know, the worst thing about this is that I don't think he's in here. I'm not even sure if he even knows that I was doing the free, you know, the giveaway on the beta. So I will absolutely message him and go forward from there. Does anyone have any questions or want to ask me anything? I don't think he's in Hawaii. I mean, if he is, then, I mean, I'm going to speak to him and see what he says. I talked to him a couple of months back, but I haven't spoken to him much since. So I will see, but I don't think he's in Hawaii. I'm pretty sure he's here somewhere in the States. I'm going to be sending him whichever fish he picks, and it's not going to be a breeding pair. It's just going to be one fish. Yeah, you can see them by all means. They are due for their water changes, which will be happening tomorrow. They're going to be getting 100% water changes tomorrow. Some of them are not available just yet, and some of them are already sold. I don't know if I can actually rotate. Let me see if I can rotate this camera real quick for you. All right, so this is one of the little ladies. Unfortunately, she's sold. Let me just go straight to the ones that are not sold, because that's kind of cruel that I'm like, this guy here. Sorry about the glare. The LED lights are just horrible for the glare. He is actually like a navy blue. He's absolutely gorgeous. This little lady here, she is available. Again, she's like a dark electric blue. She's actually a rose tail. He is a half moon crown tail. This little lady here, she is super adorable, completely chunky, and I love her. This little guy is not quite ready yet. He's a little bit too small. And then again, the same with this one, a little bit too young just yet. But this one's gonna be really pretty when it develops a little bit more. This little lady here, she is a rose tail. Nice and chunky, as you can see. She's a little older than the rest of these. These guys are only 4 months old. They just hit 4 months old. And some of them are a little slower growing than the others. This little lady here, she's just coming up 5.5 months old. And again, she's really chunky. This guy here, he is a rose tail. He's sleeping, so he is not moving at all. This little lady here, she's a little underdeveloped yet, but she is a little galaxy rose tail. This little guy here is going to be super beautiful. And he is the HM crown tail. Thank you, Aquarium Cop, I appreciate that. This little lady here, she is a galaxy rose tail. And she is super cute. Sorry, for some reason it's not focusing very well. I do apologize for that. This guy here is beautiful, and he has gorgeous little blue eyes. He is so pretty. And then this little lady up here, she's still very little. She's not ready yet, and neither is the other one. This little guy here, I have literally 4 that look exactly the same as him. They have a little bit of a variation, but they're literally exactly the same. This little lady here, she's very, very pretty. This is a little galaxy rose tail. Underdeveloped female. Again, another galaxy, she's not ready. This little lady here is a little underdeveloped. Whoops, sorry about that. That light is coming straight in through the back. This guy right here is beautiful. It's the lighting. It is the lighting that does that with the tanks. I try to run lighting underneath, and because the lids are colored, they make the water look really terrible, and I'm not too sure what's going on with them. Oh, these guys are not. These are my new babies. I just got these yesterday. This little panda female, little panda male, and a little mustard gas female. It's not focusing very well. I do apologize. I'm sorry about that. This little guy here, he's a little, this is the mustard gas male, but he's not very happy right now. He's a little stressed out, but they just got here from yesterday. This guy has made a complete mess of his tank. He is also one of my keepers. He is Wilbur's son. And that is all of the ones, those are all of the ones that I have available. It's really exciting to actually be able to share them with everyone. I love it. And hopefully this guy, the babies that are in here, I almost wish that they were just that little bit bigger so that they could be seen, but they're not. They're so tiny right now, being only a week old. But yeah, so 16 people in here. Thank you so much for coming in. I really, really appreciate it. And as you can see, I don't know if anyone actually remembers how bad my fish room was, but my floor was under 6 inches of water, and I had to have a whole bunch of repair work done. So this is kind of the aftermath. This is me trying to get things going. And actually, I have a whole racking system going together over there. So I have some stuff that I'm still working on. And anyone want to quickly see my guppy babies? There they are. They're getting so big. There's nothing that pleases me more than these guys. They're so cute. Thank you, Friday. Aw. Yeah, these guys, they got so big already. This is their mom. Unfortunately, I'm not too sure why, but the male guppy, he just literally just dropped dead on me the other day. I'm not too sure exactly what's going on, what happened with him, but it made me really, really sad because he was so beautiful. And then I moved the other pair over here. There's the male. And I don't know where the female, oh, she's over the back. She's being a little piggy. She's eating. And then my beautiful pandas over there, my panda orandas, absolutely love them. They give me so much pleasure to watch them. They're the cutest little chubbies ever. Their little faces. Look at these little faces. Aren't they just cute? But yeah, so this is my little breeding setup right now. I don't know if these two are even going to, they look like they were trying earlier, but she is about the same size as him, so she kind of dwarfs him a little bit. So we will see what happens. But I guess, oh, let me just quickly show you these guys too, because I think you'll like these. He's sleeping. Oh, no, he's awake. This is my male rosetail fry. He's a galaxy rosetail. Obviously, he's my keeper. This is another one of my rosetail fry. He is a lifer because he looks to be a little fin heavy. That breeding setup is a 10-gallon. It is a 10-gallon breeding setup. And that's usually what I go to. And this is my keeper male half moon crown tail. And he is absolutely adorable. Again, it's like midnight here, so most of my lights are off and it's dark, so. But anyway, thank you guys very, very much for stopping in and spending 40 minutes with me, and I really appreciate it. And again, thank you so much for the support and getting me to 100 subs. Again, I can't thank you guys enough. Congratulations, A.C Aquatics. Hopefully you are gonna enjoy your surprise. Everyone have a fantastic night. Thank you so much, and stay safe if the weather is bad out there. Take care.